Now you have implemented all the CPU commands and memory commands are transactions, and next is an implementation of a generator class which will generate a random number of transactions and send it to the DUT. So this was a figure of the environmental class in Systemverilog TB, and in this example we will be implementing the transaction generator class and the driver class and the environment class, and we will not be implementing the checker and scoreboard and monitor. This is the implementation of generator class. It got two members. One is a mailbox named mbox, and next one is an event called finished. And in the construction function of system command generator, this mailbox is passed as an argument and is assigned to this data member. Next, there is a task named run in this class, and in this task I have declared objects of all the commands that we have implemented in the previous session. So the objects name are snop, art, sub, etc. And in a repeat loop I am creating one by them and randomizing and sending to the mailbox. Only few transactions are generated and sent, not all of them are sent in the loop. So you can see nope is equal to new, assert nope.randomize and nope.print, some print message I'm passing, and finally this nope object is put into a mailbox. A mailbox is a special kind of Systemverilog class which can be used to pass any Systemverilog specific data between two classes. So it's just a when you call mbox.put, this particular transaction will be pushed into an inbuilt queue in the mailbox, and when you call mbox.get, that will be popped from that queue. So if you this is used to connect this generator class to the driver class. So you need to generate, you will be generating transactions in the generator class, and somehow you have to pass these transactions to the driver class. For that we are using a mailbox here. So in the same way, an add and load, reg and copy commands are also created, randomized and sent to the mailbox, and this loop is called 10 times. Finally, when this loop is finished, I'm triggering this event called finished, so that this can be used to stop the simulation in the environment. Next is implementation of the driver. So the driver name is cmd_driver. And in this class there is a mailbox called mbox, and it is passed as an argument in the new function, and this mailbox is used to get the transaction that is sent by the command generator. And there is another run task. There is, you can see an instance of this cmd base, which is a very base class of all the transactions, is instantiated, and within a for-hour loop we are waiting for a transaction to come in the mailbox, like mbox.get of txn. So whenever there is a transaction coming in the mailbox, you will be getting the transaction in the txn instance. Then it is printed into the debug log, and finally here you should write the code to drive this transaction to the actual DUT. So here you should write the functional code to drive the actual transaction content to your DUT, and for that you need a pointer to your interface in the DUT. Thus there should be a virtual interface pointer in the command driver. In this example, the actual driver code implementation I have skipped, as it needs all the specification of the protocol behavior in this interface. And next is the implementation of the environmental class. As you know, environment is a wrapper for all the verification components. So you have got a driver and a generator class. So you'll be instantiating the command generator and command driver in the env class. So the env class name is myenv, and also you need a mailbox to connect this driver and generator class. So in the new function of the env, this mailbox is created, and the same mailbox is passed as argument to the new function in the generator and the driver. Thus the driver and generator are getting connected through the same mailbox. Whenever the generator sends a transaction to its mailbox, since that mailbox is pointing to the mailbox in the environment, the same mailbox, through the same mailbox, driver will also get the transaction. Again, there is a run task in the environmental class, and there we are just forking the generator and driver run tasks. So gen.run and drv.run are called, and immediately launching the thread, we are coming out of there as we are using the join none statement, and this run task will wait for the event, the generator event named finish to be triggered. So we will wait gen.finish.triggered. So when the generator is triggering the event named finished, we are calling the $finish, which will end the simulation. In the actual implementation, you may need to wait for the driver also to get finished before calling the $finish function. Now you have implemented all the tasks, you have implemented the transactions, and you implemented the generator class, driver class, and you have instantiated these classes in another class called environment. And finally your test bench will look like this. So your test bench should be a module. In order to use all these implementations, you have to include all these files here in the final testbench.sv file, tick include txebase.svh and so on. And this is a final test bench module. There first you need to instantiate the design and connect them correctly using an interface. Next is an object of myEnv class is declared here, and in an initial begin block the env object is created using the new function, and I'm just calling the env.run. So when you call the env.run, eventually your driver.run and generator.run will be forked together, and it will be waiting for the generator event to be generator event named finish to be get triggered. Thus you have structured your test bench component into different classes, and your final test bench module is a very simple module which will just instantiate your design and environmental and connect them together and call the run task in the environment. Now we will look at the simulation result. There is no design code present here, so we will not be seeing any waveforms. So we will be only looking at the simulation log. We were printing this transaction.print message in the generator and the driver. If you remember, after generating every command, we were calling the print function associated with this command, and also in the driver we were printing the txn.print. So we should see all these messages printed here. In the generator, it's a loop of 10, and in every loop the first we are generating no, next an add and load register, and finally a copy command. So if you see the simulation log, so this is a message that we are passing generated command. So it's printing generated command. Command is first is a no open, next is add and memload and copy, and this sequence is repeated 10 times if you see here. And also you might have noticed that every time only the header values has fixed. So we are fixing the header by adding proper constraints in the randomization, and all other fields are random values. So if you look closely, you can see that look at the same command, the CPU add command. So you can see the command header is 0, 1 all the time, but the operand 1 and operand 2 are different values in different randomization run, and it's same for memload or memcopy, anything. And also in the driver, after getting the transaction, we were just printing a message. So after printing all the generated commands in the generator, you should see the print message from the driver. So in the driver, this is a debug message passed, command received in the driver. So we are seeing command received in the drivers, command is nope. The same commands you will be seeing here. You can see here. So this is the same set that it is generated from the generator. I will add a snapshot of every code that you have explained here in the end of this session.